Hi lovely people, welcome and welcome back to my channel. I am very excited because Chloe's debut album, In Pieces, has finally arrived. If you're like me and have been a fan or a listener of Chloe and Halle's music together, then you have probably been anticipating this project given the several singles and music videos Chloe has dropped the last few years, such as Have Mercy, Surprise, Treat Me, and For the Night. Though all of these songs were scrapped from the project, it left me even more curious of the direction Chloe was going to take for this album. So for this review, I'm going to briefly discuss and give my thoughts on each song, give it a rating out of 1 through 10, and provide my overall assessment of the album. The album opener, Someone's Calling Chloë, is a 1-minute interlude, which was inspired by the way Chloe's grandfather used to call her name when she was younger. It also samples the horns used in Louis Armstrong's song, Chloe, Song of the Swamp. I like this intro a lot, mainly because I love the fact that Chloe was able to clear this sample, and because it feels so fitting to Chloe's creative and artistic aura. I would give this interlude a 9 out of 10. Prayed Away was the official lead single for the album, which was released not long after Chloe made the announcement for her project. When the song first came out, it was the explicit version, and I was slightly taken aback that Chloe and her team decided to make this song the lead single. But once I listened to the radio edit and watched the music video, the song grew on me. Chloe talks about how enraged and vengeful she is feeling towards the man that broke her heart. This heartbreak has forced Chloe to contemplate seeking revenge on him, but inevitably, she decides to take it to the church to seek guidance from a higher power and pray all of her emotional pain she is feeling away from her spirit. Much like the song suggests, the video features Chloe and some of her dancers dressed in all white performing in a historic church in downtown Los Angeles. What I liked about the song would be the background vocals, harmonies, and the mature and raw emotion from Chloe that felt palpable. Given the vulnerability and unfiltered lyrical thought process, coupled with her low and thick vocal production, I could tell Chloe poured all of her emotions into this song in particular. However, the song does have a slow build-up, and its 2.5-minute length doesn't help in terms of creating momentum. Additionally, the production does not help the song stand out at all, which makes Prayed Away feel and sound like a filler track rather than a lead single. I would give it a 6 out of 10. Released a week prior to the album's release, Body Do served as one of the 2 promotional singles Chloe teased for her fans. I briefly talked about Body Do in my new music releases video, and this track definitely helps accomplish the mission Chloe set out for this song. It is an upbeat, high-energy dance record that truly forces you to move your body. Chloe mentioned how she wrote this song in 5 minutes, in which she sings about how she is with someone and how she knows she deserves better in the relationship, but because she is so comfortable with that person, she ignores her feelings because she still wants to feel that closeness with the person. Sonically, it has a completely different vibe from the actual lyrics, which basically chronicles a toxic situationship that Chloe was in. The song was originally teased in Chloe's Beats commercial, released in February 2023, which had fans waiting to hear the full-length song. Even though I believe that the opening line of the song was unnecessary, the intro feels euphoric, as if you are being pulled into an alternate universe. I feel like this song is a hit, and could be one of the songs of the summer if it continues to get that proper push. I would have preferred Body Do to be a little longer and to be the lead single as opposed to Prayed Away, but overall, it is a great song and has grown on me even more. This single is probably one of my favorite songs released from Chloe thus far. Now that I have had some more time to digest the song, I would give it a 9 out of 10. The song I Don't Mind, which is co-produced by Chloe and P2J, who has written for artists such as Beyonce, Wizkid, and Burna Boy, is a smooth and subdued song that was placed in perfectly in the structure of the album, as it came right before we get into the more emotional and vulnerable ballads. What I liked the most was the serene Afrobeat island production that definitely put me at ease because it has such a calming melodic aura. But I felt that the production severely overpowered Chloe's vocals, which made it difficult for me to understand what Chloe was actually saying. Once I listened to the song a couple more times, I realized that the lyrical content left much to be desired and failed to match the greatness of the production. Despite that, it is still one of my favorites from the album. I would give I Don't Mind a 6.5 out of 10. When I saw that Worried was produced by Metro Boomin, I was super excited because I personally feel like Metro rarely misses on his productions, so I was hoping this song would be a standout. and I feel like it did just that. After my first listen, this song became my favorite from the album. Everything from the production, the lyrics, the delivery, and the catchiness of the chorus did it for me. My favorite line in the song was when Chloe said, "If you spend all the time you spend on me on yourself, then you would get peace of mind, you could be somebody else." Basically, Chloe was at that point where she was completely over the guy she was dealing with and was focusing on herself. Whether that was creating this album, starring in TV shows, filming movies, and securing brand deals, she was not letting the guy get in the way of her goals. Chloe mentioned this song was one of the 3 songs she kept when she first started creating the album, and I am glad she kept it. I think this song would do really well on the radio and is a song that should have been one of the first singles for this album. I would give Worried a 10 out of 10. Fallin' For You is the second interlude from the album, which I feel like is a great intermission for Chloe to quickly remind us that she is not going to neglect her needs and happiness. She is basically going after what is rightfully hers and lets us know that she is done being the giver. Chloe is essentially reclaiming her power and vocalizing what she deserves in a relationship. Though it was less than a minute long, I still give it a 10 out of 10. How Does It Feel is a pretty solid duet and was one that I felt would have moderate success given the feature from Chris Brown. But the song was met with a lot of controversy due to Chris Brown's history of violence against women, and that largely led some supporters of Chloe's to become disappointed and disinterested with the track. While choosing Brown as a collaborator was definitely a choice, I understand that Chloe or her team was searching for a hit song. The production on the song was great, but I felt that the song and the video was unimaginative and lacked chemistry between the artists. In a song titled How Does It Feel, it still felt empty. It felt like I was waiting for the climax of the song, but once it seemed like we finally reached that point, the song was over. As the song samples Dionne Warwick's You're Gonna Need Me and more recently Usher's song Throwback, it was a letdown when I realized that the production did not deviate at all from its predecessors. In addition to that, it felt like a wasted opportunity to not have Usher hop on this song. As we know, Usher has collaborated with newer artists such as Summer Walker, Ella Mai, and the City Girls, so it would have been amazing to see and hear an epic collaboration from Chloe and Usher as they remade one of his songs. All in all, I would give How Does It Feel a 6 out of 10. Feel Me Cry is one of the strongest records off of this album. This is one of the songs where I feel like less is more. The song is simple and sensual, but still epitomizes the passion and devotion that Chloe is singing about. Her emotions and the infatuation with this person is beautifully highlighted in this song, which helps make the vulnerability in this song so palpable. The only critique I have is that I wish this song was placed higher in the track list, because narrative-wise, it feels odd that it came after the Fallin' For You interlude. But I can understand if it was placed here, given that the bulk of this album is about the ups and downs of a toxic relationship, and how Chloe is possibly still desiring the person that did her wrong in the previous songs. I would give Feel Me Cry a 7.5 out of 10. Make It Look Easy is a terrific reminder that not only is Chloe an incredible vocalist and musician, but she is also a human being. Over the last couple of years, Chloe has definitely been the subject of endless ridicule and bullying on social media from people claiming that Chloe does too much or is not doing enough for their taste. In various interviews, Chloe has stated that she has gone through a lot personally and professionally over the years, and the public has no idea what she's went through, but she has still managed to push through despite the heartache. Even with her album cover, Chloe mentioned that she decided to go with the red-colored locks because during that time when Have Mercy was released and when she performed at the American Music Awards in 2021, it was one of the lowest points in her life. As a fan, I appreciate the transparency and Chloe's willingness to let people into her inner thoughts and emotions. However, while I love the vocal production of this song, it did not quite live up to its fullest potential of taking listeners to the depths of her emotions sonically. The lyrics were fantastic, but the transition to the song's outro was abrupt and rushed. All in all, I would give this song a 7 out of 10. Lose You was produced by the one and only The Dream, who has helped create countless hits for artists over the course of his career. For some reason, this song reminded me of Hold Up off of Beyonce's album Lemonade. They both just have a similar vibe in terms of the energy emanating from it. In Chloe's song, she seems to be going back and forth contemplating whether this relationship is right for her. Through the lyrics such as "Boy, how you be so sweet and be this mean to me," and "If I don't save myself, I'ma just play myself," it shows the dilemma Chloë faces and a situation many others could relate to. I liked how she questioned if maybe she is too young or too dumb, which shows how she is aware of how green she felt in the relationship and debating if she is making the right choices. While I feel this song is relatable, it does not have as much replay value for me and does not do enough to stand out. I would give this song a 5 out of 10. The production and instrumentation on Todia is incredible and is super fun and lively, but it still feels like it has a lot going on and nothing happening at the same time. I was anticipating this collab because, for one, we love Missy Elliott, and two, because I'm sure as a producer it had to be a dream come true to collaborate with a renowned artist like Missy, who Chloë has probably admired as a musician growing up. The song preaches independence and freedom, but even with the Missy feature, it failed to reach up to my personal expectations and ended up sounding like a generic filler track on the album. Not to compare features, but I thoroughly enjoyed Missy's feature on Flo's song Fly Girl, in which the group sampled her song Work It. Fly Girl is a simplistic breath of fresh air, while Todia sounds very forced and severely underwhelming. I would give Todia a 3 out of 10. My first listen of Cheat Back was Chloe's performance of the song on Jimmy Kimmel. I thought it was so flawless, as Chloe perfectly conveyed her emotions of wanting to get her get back in such a confident, charismatic, and calming manner. The acoustic ballad really suits Chloe, and only accentuates her wavy vocals and pristine harmonies and transitions in the song. Coupled with that, the lyrics was not what I imagined when I heard the acoustic guitar, but it definitely works for me, as it shows the range and evolution in Chloe's artistry. My only gripe with this song is that I think it should have been a solo song. Future's part was unnecessary and did not really add anything special to the song. But aside from that, the song has great replay value and is an ideal single for her team and label to push. I would give Cheat Back a 7 out of 10. The final interlude from the album, Heart on My Sleeve, is captivating and pristine. It wonderfully sets the stage for the grand finale, and is a full circle track that encapsulates all of the personal tales that Chloe has shared with listeners up until that point in the album. I would give it a 10 out of 10. The outro song, In Pieces, was the one song where I felt Chloe's immaculate vocals were the focus. It is a beautiful ballad that serves as a reminder that Chloe is a multifaceted musician. I enjoyed this song because it highlighted how much vocal control Chloe has. She is able to manipulate her voice in any way she sees fit so seamlessly, and that versatility was on display in this titular ballad. I love that she decided to make this song the outro because lyrically, it brings home the overarching theme that Chloe is a perfectly imperfect person. It is a solid culmination of the emotional roller coaster Chloe has been on as she created this album. I would give this song a 9 out of 10. Overall, as a ChloexHalle fan, it took a while for me to grapple with the fact that Chloe's sound as a solo artist is vastly different from what I was used to hearing from them as a duo. But after listening to this album, I think it is a great debut for Chloe, and something she should be proud of. Some of my favorite songs would be the more emotional records such as Make It Look Easy, Feel Me Cry, In Pieces, along with an honorary mention for Worried. However, while Chloe literally poured her entire heart out to the public with this album, we learned more about her relationship struggles than who Chloe is, the person. One thing Chloe never neglects to mention in interviews is the fact that she is a Cancer and how much of an emotional empath she is. Aside from that, I did not learn much else about her, as the majority of the songs focus on the same topic regarding her toxic relationship. Moreover, even though the album was only 37 minutes long, which is the exact same length as ChloexHalle's Ungodly Hour, and the fact that most of the songs were under 3 minutes, it still felt like the album was unnecessarily long. Additionally, I wish her team chose the songs such as Body Do, Cheat Back, or Worried as the lead singles, because the actual singles they initially released did not do this album any justice in terms of generating hype and promoting the real standout songs from her album. I don't think this album is great, but it is a good debut album for a new solo artist like Chloe, who I could tell is still finding herself as a young woman and an artist. Despite some of the subpar and childish lyrics, overly produced songs, and lack of cohesion, the music did not feel unnatural and forced. I truly felt all of the emotions she conveyed, but in the future, I would love for Chloe to diversify her storytelling and lyrical content and create more songs that accentuate her magnificent vocals. Overall, I would give this album a 7 out of 10. Let me know in the comments what you think of Chloe's debut album and what are some of your favorite songs are. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.